Friends, last year your dollar lost a ton of value. Inflation rose by almost 7% in just 1 month toward the end of the year. And that means in 30 days, your dollar became 93 cents. Inflation is a silent killer. It is a hidden tax that is felt by everyone. And this administration, yes, the Resident's Day, is only making it worse. Inflation is not slowing down, it's escalating quickly. So gold provides a hedge against inflation and can protect your family's wealth. Legacy Precious Metals is the company that I trust for investing in gold and silver, and they also do a lot of other investments like cryptocurrency. You need to diversify your portfolio. So you have to take this seriously, friends. Oil prices are rising. We've seen supply chain issues, and all of this is going to compound our inflation problems. You can trust Legacy Precious Metals because they give you unbiased counsel that is based off of your personal situation. So you can speak to an IRA expert at Legacy Precious Metals at 866-528-1903 or download the free investor's guide at legacypminvestments.com. That's legacypminvestments.com, or call them at 866-528-1903.
As a constitutional law attorney, former senior legal advisor, and personal counsel to President Donald J. Trump, Jenna Ellis believes in the rule of law and the importance of integrity in our elections. And she's ready to tackle the big cultural and legal issues facing America. This is the Jenna Ellis Show. Here is your host, Jenna Ellis.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Jenna Ellis Show. I'm Jenna Ellis, and I'm so excited to be here live at CPAC, and we're at the Liberty University Standing for Freedom Center booth with Ryan Helfenbein, who's the executive director, and our good friend Ken Paxton, who is the rock star Attorney General of Texas. And Ken, you have just been doing such amazing work. I absolutely love everything that you have stood for, and most recently, you gave this opinion about gender transitioning, and so talk about that and why that's important at this moment.
Yeah, so one of my jobs under the Constitution is to give opinions to legislators, to the lieutenant governor, the governor if they ask for it. And so I was asked by a state legislator about this whole idea of gender modification. So we did a lot of research. We spent a lot of time. We always look to hear from both sides because we're trying to figure out what the law is, not what I think not my law, what the law of Texas is. And so it's my opinion, but it's my opinion about the law. So we did that and basically determined that it is child abuse in Texas under Texas law for a parent to modify the gender, whether it's through chemical or through some type of physical act, that cannot be done until the child is of the age of majority and makes their own decision, because these decisions are not, they're permanent. And we all know that once you've made that decision, the decision's been made permanently for that child.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of pushback from the left, of course. You know, all these people saying, well, the term child abuse is offensive and that's pejorative, but you're distinguishing that from a legal perspective. And so explain that, why under Texas law specifically, why the term child abuse matters. That's not just an opinion, what people say.
Yeah, it's a term of art. I mean, it literally is a defined term in Texas law, and what it does is it empowers like our agencies to actually address what's happening and go stop it, because it's been defined. We agree that it is child abuse, and now our agencies can actually go stop it and protect these children, at least until they can make their own decision. We also referenced studies showing that basically these children often regret what happened to them when they were children, that they wished it hadn't happened. And so we're trying to prevent that. But that wasn't my decision. The legislature put it in place. All we're doing is telling the world this is what the law says.
Yeah, and that's, Ryan, that goes into fundamental truth. I mean, the law needs to reflect truth and reality, right?
Absolutely, and I would just say, y'all are obviously legal experts. The only thing I have experience in is being a parent, and being a parent of the only two genders that are possible, and that is a male or a female. And I've got two daughters, I've got a son, and I'll just tell you, the right of a parent to make those decisions, right? We are trying to protect their innocence as parents. And I love common sense laws like this, like the state of Texas is doing.
Well, and the reality is science tells us that you're either born male or female. That doesn't change. Even with gender modification, you can alter how somebody looks, but you can't alter their chromosomes. They are what they are at birth.
Yeah, that's right. And that's fundamentally, go back to absolute truth. We understand, even as Christians, right? that this is fundamentally from God. He is the creator. He made us in his image, male and female. He created them. This is something we've known since the beginning of time. And what we're seeing more and more in this sort of radical ideology, right, or here at CPAC, one of the things that we recognize is that there is a great awakening in culture. But we need to awaken to the realities that have been there from the beginning, and that is truth.
I feel like you said awakening and not awakening.
I did say awakening, and then we need awakening.
A new term of art.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Well, and being here at CPAC as well, I mean, it's so fascinating to me that after, the Reagan era and everything that conservatives have always pushed for, we're now debating these issues and having to stand firm that somehow it's controversial that men are men and women are women. And so in the state of Texas especially, but I mean across the country, but in the state of Texas specifically, which is a battleground, I mean the leftists are trying to turn it blue. Are you seeing that across the state of Texas there are conservatives that are pushing back against this ridiculous woke nonsense?
Yeah, I think more and more, but we need everybody speaking out, because if you look at, just as an example, with the Attorney General of the United States in October told parents that if they were going to go speak to school boards, that they were up for investigation by the FBI and potentially prosecution as domestic terrorists. Now, that is shocking that we're not in Nazi Germany in the 1930s, or we're not in China or Russia. That's American. This is our Attorney General, Merrick Garland, threatening every parent for speaking out on what they think is best for their children. This tells me that this is not a time to cower. This is not a time to be afraid for what's going to happen to you. If we care about our children, every parent has to speak out. You know why? Because if we all speak out, they can't get us all.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, you can't silence everybody. And I would just say nothing is going to foment division more in this country than by outlawing parenthood. And this is our God-given responsibility. And you saw, I would just say, in my Commonwealth of Virginia, where Liberty University is, we saw the outcome of that election, right? Terry McAuliffe, of course, Glenn Youngkin going toe-to-toe. The reality is that we saw what happened in Loudoun County. Parents were responding largely to this criminalization of being a parent.
Yeah.
Absolutely absurd.
Yeah, and that's really what they're trying to do, is criminalize, and they, of course, meaning the left, they're trying to not just weaponize these terms of art, they're trying to then criminalize individuals for exercising their God-given rights. I mean, even when you talk about election challenges, like what the January 6th committee, for example, is trying to do, they're trying to weaponize and criminalize election challenges, and they're trying to criminalize parenthood, like you said. They're trying to criminalize all of these things that are exercising our rights.
Well, it's amazing, because you look at George Soros, and he's elected DAs in Texas, like in Austin and Bexar County. They don't want to prosecute normal crimes, shoplifting and other type of drug crimes, and robbery. That's not being prosecuted. We're going after parents. We're going after political opponents. We're going after. I'm being investigated by the state bar for filing that election lawsuit, trying to take away my bar license.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
so
I am too. I've had.
They come after all of us
yeah.
for exercising our roles in government, for speaking out under the First Amendment. They're trying to shut us down while they let go the criminals that we normally would consider criminals.
Yeah, and it's a bastardization of what the rule of law is supposed to be, and they're turning it on its head. And that's why, Ken, I'm so grateful that you have not backed down, and you are, I think, the seminal spearhead of what an attorney general on the state level should do when you see things like not only the election challenges, but then these gender issues, and you're looking at the law and saying this isn't about politics. This is about making sure that the rule of law is appropriately applied and enforced as well, because that's what people don't understand. This isn't about partisan politics. It's not about policy or a political party when it comes to the law. It's about making sure that the rule of law is actually enforced, because we're a nation of rules, not rulers and parties. So your campaign as well, I mean, you are up for re-election as the state attorney general, and very excited to continue to support that and make sure that we still have a great attorney general in Texas. So when is your election?
So my election is Tuesday, March 1st. So we've got one more day to vote. We've had 12 days of early voting. So I would encourage your viewers, get out and vote. Vote for me if you can, and we'll keep fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. Closing words, Ryan.
Closing words, we just have to restore confidence in the American system. And I appreciate what he's doing in Texas and so many others. That's what's needed right now.
Yeah. Yeah, well said, 100%. Well, thanks so much, Ken Paxton, and wish you well. And it's always great to see you. And you're on my board for the Election Integrity Alliance as well, and really appreciate your support, everything that you do. And Ryan, of course, at Liberty University, where can people find you?
Standingforfreedom.com, standingforfreedom.com.
If you have a young person, get them involved, because the future of America, of course, is the next generation. We have to get everyone understanding the true meaning of conservatism, and that's what Ryan's doing at Liberty University. That's why I'm proud to be a supporter there and a founding fellow. So thanks, gentlemen, and we'll talk soon.
Vaccines have not eliminated the Chinese Fauci virus, so we all need extra protection for our immune systems. My friends at Centurion Labs have combined 5 key ingredients to defend your immune system against allergies, cold, the flu, and even the coronavirus. It's called Centurion Defender, and it incorporates vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, copper, and quercetin in just 1 capsule. No more swallowing 10 pills a day or not taking supplements because the individual cost is just too high. So take 1 Defender with breakfast and 1 with dinner, and keep living your life. Just like the Centurions of Rome led by example and held themselves to the highest possible standards, Centurion Labs has dedicated the last 15 years to research and develop safe, effective, and affordable healthcare products made in the USA that you can trust. For a limited time, listeners of this show can save 20% off their first order of Centurion Defender. Visit centurionlabs.com/Jenna and use the promo code JENNA. Defend your health today with Centurion Defender. That's centurionlabs.com/Jenna and the promo code Jenna. Centurion Labs, that's with an S, centurionlabs.com/JENNA. Is having an incredible deal, and he's calling it the sale of the year. So for a limited time, you'll receive 60% off the Giza Dream Sheets that come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. You'll receive a set for as low as $39.99. I have these dream sheets. They're kind of awesome. I still love my slippers though, but you can use the promo code Jenna on all My Pillow product, not just the dream sheets, not just the My Pillow, not just the slippers, not just the robes, but even the towels, everything else. So for a limited time with any purchase, you will receive Mike's soft cover book for free when you use promo code Jenna. I've read his book. I told you, his testimony is so amazing, from crack addict to CEO. It's truly, absolutely a God story. And we all have stories of how God has intervened in our lives and has hopefully compelled us to accept his free gift of salvation and to start on a path of truth and to embrace the truth of who God is and how much he loves us. And, this book is amazing. Mike is amazing how much he's willing to stand firm, not just in the political sphere, but also with Christian truth, the Word of God. And you're going to love this book. So go to mypillow.com, click on the Radio Listener Square, use promo code Jenna. And along with this offer, you will also get deep discounts on all My Pillow products. So go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-564-8475. Use the promo code Jenna. That's JENNA.